first thing I'd like to do is to give a hand of applause to the families and the spouses of the residents that are here. Today is D-Day, and let us not forget it's one of the great days in history. And Peggy Noonan had a wonderful editorial about the boys of Point du Hoc. One of our partners right now is at Point du Hoc. Simon Hanft is there for his anniversary. But there's a wonderful editorial she wrote that during the invasion, a British ship came by and they asked them which way to Point du Hoc. And for people to realize Point du Hoc was this impossible cliff to go up. And the Rangers went up that cliff and they changed history. So in a way, I think you residents are always asking us the way to Point du Hoc. I think you asked us the way to Point du Hoc 7 years ago, and I think you've really successfully liberated a disease, neurosurgical disease. So in a sense, this is your deed.
Maureen and I, we both went to this university down the street. I say that because I also played football at Princeton, and we played Rutgers. And we always lost to Rutgers. So have an awesome team, at least when I was playing. Rutgers always came out on top. There's no question about that. And I did play quarterback, as Anil mentioned. And you know what they say about old quarterbacks? Old quarterbacks never die, they just fade back and pass away. So sports used to play a big part of my life, but obviously moved on to neurosurgery. I've been very blessed with the career in neurosurgery that I've had that Anil has alluded to. But I want to say what a privilege it was to come here for the graduation. I want to personally recognize and to say how impressed I was with your presentation today for the group. And so Irene talked to us about what she learned over the 7 years, and she presented a case of a young man who had a spinal problem. It looked like a spinal fracture problem, couldn't walk, had lost complete movement of his legs, but they did the procedure to fix his spine. It was deconstructed and putting it back together. That patient got back on his feet, is starting to walk again. A lifelong memory and a story that she'll always carry with her as she remembers neurosurgery. Good luck as you go to Cedars-Sinai in your fellowship. We heard from Ahmed next, a fellow Princetonian. And Ahmed talked to us about mentorship and how you never know when the words you say will be impressionable to another person. So that's a very important point. And so to remember all of us how we live in this profession, but to be professional all the time, because we have an opportunity to make a difference in the lives of those who are our students. And so that to me was a very heartening point that he made during his presentation. And I want to wish you all luck as you're going to MD Anderson. So all the best in the Neuro-Oncology Fellowship. And then we heard from David today that David's been writing a sentence every day for the last 7 years in a book about his experiences as a resident in this program, and just a sentence or two capturing what he thinks are important cases that he's come across. Emotions, challenges, victories, everything. And turns out that I've been doing that for the last 30 years. And I've been writing down mostly about cases and patients that I've taken care of. And how in neurosurgery we have this tremendous privilege to look after patients and make a difference in their lives when they need help the most. And I don't know if you know Henry Marsh, the author, but Henry Marsh and I are good friends. He stole my idea. I was going to exactly write the book that he wrote called Do No Harm. So if you read that book, it's exactly the book I was but I'm going to write one, and I did. And so David has the same idea, and all of you remember to keep track of this wonderful career that we have and the opportunities we enjoy to look after our patients, because that's critically the most important thing. So David, all the best to you as you go to Charlottesville in your profession. And again, to say these graduation ceremonies are critically important. 40 years that Mari and I have since graduated from Princeton. You'll blink. It's 7 years for you, but before you know it, it'll be 40 years. You'll be doing things in neurosurgery that Anil and I and Peter can only dream of. And we know this field's going to change, and it's going to take great minds like our graduates today to do that. So thank you again. It's a great privilege to be here today. Thank you very much for the invitation.
And touched me in so many ways in my practice as a person, as a surgeon. allowing me for the opportunity to become a neurosurgeon, to be here. And to all my residents, obviously David and Ahmed, you guys have been like brothers to me. I've always been in touch. You've always had my back and vice versa. And to all the co-residents who are here, you guys are on your way. Think of this as a taste of what things could be in the future. And then all the staff who have made this residency program viable, Lori and all of our clinic staff, and then both here and at Robert Wood. It's been an amazing experience, and I will never forget all of you. Thanks
so much. So to steal a little play from Dr. Rutka, my wife is here, and I wouldn't have survived the last little bit without my wife. I'm a serial snoozer, so she would kick me out of bed around 4:30 in the morning to get to work. And at some point would call me on my drive in to make sure I actually made it to work and then just fall asleep in the parking lot. And then my parents are here, and this isn't a culmination of 7 years, it's 33 years. You guys, your support, your patience, your love is standing right in front of you, and I can't thank you enough for being there for me, tolerating this, struggle in this path. So 2 quick stories. My mom, so my parents are immigrants and came, and one of the first things my mom bought, she would travel out for work, is a Harvard t-shirt when I was very young. And my mom told me that when she put it on me, she was happy and sad because she never thought that basically a son of immigrants could achieve such a high level here. And I'm sorry to say I only made it to Princeton. And, my dad was able to consolidate time, so he'd be like, you're a 2 now, before you know it, you're going to be a 3, hop, skip, and a jump, you're a 4, you're going to sneeze, you're going to be a 5, you're going to cough, you're a 6, and then you're going to blink, you're a 7. So a cough, sneeze, and blink later, I'm standing here to graduate. Dr. Rutka, just very briefly, he actually was the first person to push the domino that led me to neurosurgery. I saw him speak about 11 years ago at Rutgers, and his presentation and just his affability and kindness made me explore neurosurgery, and that led me to speak to the program director of neurosurgery at that time. So Dr. Rutka, without your influence, I probably would be a urologist. And then finally, to every single one of you here, I hope I make you proud. I carry the Rutgers R on my shoulders, and forever indebted to each and every one of you. Your time, your patience, your trust. There's nothing I can do to pay you all back, but just know that each and every one of you is now part of me. And I came to residency as a blank canvas, and each one of your strokes, a beautiful painting came out. And there's nothing more important in my life than to make you all proud of me. And so I just want to say thank you. I hope you will be proud of me in the years to come. And you guys are so important. You influence so many lives in so many different ways. And keep that up. And we'll forever remember you guys as helping us, guide us to ultimate success. So thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Nanda, for hosting. Thank you, Dr. Goldstein, Dr. Kamel, Dr. Rutka. I appreciate it.
Good evening, everyone. Let me express my sincere gratitude to the Nandas for inviting us all here to their lovely home to celebrate this occasion. It's truly an honor to be here. When I look around at everybody here, I see the faces of many people have helped me along the way and taught me, and without whom I would not be the person and the surgeon who I am today. So thank you so much to all of you. It's been just such an honor to train here in this program. And of course, it goes without saying that this isn't really just a celebration of those of us who are graduating, but this is a celebration of our entire program, and all of the faculty, the staff, the residents, the families, each and every person who contributes to that training, because it takes quite a bit of education, to take 3 people who are completely and utterly incompetent to transform them into people who, as Dr. Carmel would say, are only partially incompetent. So truly, I can't express my gratitude enough to everybody. I would be remiss without saying that more than anybody, the person to whom I owe the greatest debt of gratitude is my wife Becca, who's here tonight. I definitely couldn't have done it without her. So, thank you.
Thank you so much for inviting me here, and Alice, thank you for extending it. So grateful that I can be part of your family, even though we just merged. So a lot of you don't know me, and I haven't worked with a ton of you, but I think the 3 most important people, faculty in my life over the past 6 years, are actually here, so I'm grateful for that. Dr. Hupschman, who I'm completely indebted to for teaching me as much as he has, truly tolerating a lot and then being there for me every step of the way. And then 2 people that came into my life about 2 years ago were Dr. Sitar and Dr. Wu. And from an endovascular standpoint, Dr. Sitar has taught me so much, and my surgical skills have really improved. I've learned so much from a clinical standpoint and also from a skull-based standpoint because of Dr. Wu, and I couldn't have thought of a better last 2 years to spend than every Friday with you, and I really look forward to every Friday, and it doesn't matter if I get out at 10 or 11 o'clock, it's the best way to start my weekend. So I thank you so much, and some of my co-residents or colleagues are here too. It's been a wonderful 6 years with them as well. Truly going to miss them. And then also, to my 5-week-old baby, Rosalind.
Class of 2040.
Yeah. And my husband. Thank you so much for everything you guys have done.
And the people went down into the land of Egypt. And there they sojourned. And they became a nation. Great, populous, and mighty. This started as a 5-person neurosurgical program. And look at it now. All of you have participated, all of you have contributed to making this a nationally known neurosurgical focus. Tonight, we're here to celebrate 3 of the people who we took into the program. And of course, somewhere in their 2nd year, we said, is she getting the message? And the answer was no. And it is a miraculous transformation.
Jim, you want to give the second one? Trefine, it's a Trefine, guys, an old-fashioned premium. David, you should give him the first stone. I'm on, yeah. And this one, Peter, maybe you can give that to David. So I have 2 quick stories to wrap up this wonderful night. I just want to acknowledge a few more people. I see Rich Anderson there, a couple other people have strolled in. I want to thank them. I see Chirag Gandhi there, who was the program director, had a big role in the residents training. Big round of applause for Chirag. A lot of people come, but I got 2 quick stories. I always repeat these stories. So, there's a Buddhist thing about having a bowl. You keep the bowl. So you take a bowl and you put all your resentments, all your anger, your injury lists, everything. The Buddhists put that in the bowl. And then they take the bowl and they never tilt it inwards, because if it goes inwards, it goes into you. You tilt it outwards and it all flows away. So that way you leave behind all the resentment, and this one said this, and just let it go. You're blessed, you did a great job, you're going to do wonderful things ahead. And I'll end, it's Eid yesterday, which is an important festival of the Muslim faith. And there's a wonderful story about Christoph Bremer, who's a writer from Los Angeles, and she's married to a Libyan doctorate. And he invited her to his home in Libya, a small town. She goes to the town, and the mother-in-law sends spices to her. So she can't speak English, she can only speak Arabic. And Krista sits down with her, spends 2 weeks with her. But when she's leaving, she tells her son, tell her, that you are my daughter now, your joys are my joys, your sorrows are my sorrows. And I thought that's an amazing line from a woman that couldn't read or write, but was so profoundly wise. And it's something that applies to all. You're now family, we wish you the best, and we really are proud of all of you and Maureen. So it's a great night. I'd like to acknowledge all the people that make this happen. Where's Matthew, Joshida, these people made all the catering possible, Alice, and I want to thank all our new recruits. BK is here, our research scientist is here, where's Detlef here? Detlef's like our superstar. Aisun is joining us, Priyank is here, she gives 6 new faculty, 2 our new business managers, where are they? Grace, where's Grace? Grace is there. Where's Jeannie? I want to acknowledge Ken's help. I want to acknowledge some of the corporate people that have done a great job. Greg Rokoff's done a great job for us. So all of you, it takes a village to train. Paul is here. So all of you have made a big, this is what we're here for. This is our raison d'etre. And we should feel very blessed. And I just want to give you one last sports news. We're going to have the softball tournament in New York for the brain tumor thing on Saturday. Go Scarlet Knights.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. My better half does everything, so I'm going to thank Laura.